You are watching the video sessions of our university. Today our subject is Elements of Civil Engineering and our topic is Elementary Surveying. Now we will see what is the introduction of the surveying. Thereafter we will check the types of surveying, the principle of the surveyings. Thereafter we will see the classification of surveying, instruments used for the surveyings, and thereafter use of surveying, why it is used in the society. So this is what the topics are included in this video lecture. First, what is the surveying? So it is the art and science of just determining the relative positions or points above the and below the surfaces. That means what is the surveying? You have to just determine the point on the land or in the map, and thereafter just connecting by it you can do the surveying of the same page. Same way the relative positions are determined by measuring the horizontal distance. You have to just measure the distance between one point to another point, that is the horizontal distance. By measuring the vertical distance, if there is some height portion, then you have to measure the vertical distance. Thereafter horizontal angles, vertical angles. So it is just a technique and the profession and science of the accuracy, that is determining the relative points in the 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional surface of the surveying. So this is how the surveying works. Next, what is the leveling? So leveling is just a branch of surveying. Surveying is made for the horizontal surfaces and leveling is done for the vertical surfaces. So determination of the relative heights of the points on the surface of the earth, that is called the leveling. Now surveying, that is a measurement of horizontal plane, and leveling is a measurement of vertical plane. So when there is horizontal, you have to take surveying. When there is vertical, you have to take leveling. So what is the purpose of surveying? Just we have to determine the point and area, or any preparing the map or plan, we have to fix the points. So same way fixing the boundaries of the districts or states or countries, we just want to use the surveying. So it is the position of the object on the surface of the earth by measuring the surveying and its difference. So this is how leveling and surveying is done in the society. Now types of surveying, the first type is plane surveying. Now what is plane surveying? As you know, the earth surface is already curvature, but when you consider a small part, you have to just make one single boundary and it will not be curvature of the earth, and the curvature of the earth will be ignored. So it is the plane surveying, that earth surface is considered as a plane only in the xy dimension. We are not taking in the z axis. So this is simple surveying of the plane only in the x and y region. So most engineering and property surveys are on the plane survey correction, and the correction is generally made of the curvature of the earth, and thereafter on the relative height it will be corrected. So this is how the plane surveying is done. You can see one plane is here, there is one sky. So it is taken as a plane surveying and it is generally in the xy direction. Next is geodetic surveying. Now geodetic surveying is considered also in the z direction. It is shown by the curvature of the plane. So this is simply the curvature of the plane is occurring in the z direction on the reference. So this is how the geodetic surveying is done. The curvature of the earth is also taken into consideration by counting the surveying. This is the main two points. First is plane surveying, second is geodetic surveying. So next we will see the difference, that what is the plane surveying and what is the geodetic surveying, and what is the difference between them. So first is surface of the earth is considered as a plane in which the surface is taken as a spherical shape. So we are taking the curvature of the earth into consideration. Next, all survey lines and triangles are considered as a plane. Here the triangles are considered as a spherical triangle, so we have to take the curvature of the triangle also in the consideration. Same way it is generally used for small area but is less than 250 km square. Same way it is used for the large areas, and its accuracy is very low because you are not considering the curvature and you have to correction for the heights, and it is the accurate method because height is also in the consideration. So this is the main basic difference, and it is the most important question for the exams. So you have to just make the plan surveying and geodetic surveying difference for your references. Next, what is a plan and what is map? Now you have seen the plan of the buildings and you have seen the map of the countries or the states. So this is the main difference, what is plan and what is map into surveying. The graphical representation to some scale of the feature or near or below the surface, and it is considered on the horizontal plane, it is called the plan. And same way map, it is a scale of the graphical representation on the horizontal plane only. When this plane is very small, you have to take the map into consideration. The plane is drawn on the large scale, it is drawn on the small scale. Same way on a plane, horizontal distances and directions are taken. In this plane, only topographic map, the vertical distances are covered. So it is on the large scale and it is on the small scale. The last difference is you have to draw for the small area like house or bridges or any small area, and you have to just make one plan of this. Same way it is for the larger areas like states or country or the map. So it is map of the state which is shown here. So this is the basic difference how plan and map is working. So it is generally considered for the small areas and it is for the large areas. Next, principle of surveying, how the surveyings are done in general practices. The first point is to work from whole to part. You have some whole boundary, like this is your land and it is the boundary of your land. Now how will you measure the area? How will you measure the volume of that land? So just you have to make some parts of this land like this. So just make some parts of this line. Now we can consider that there are some triangles also, and by easily counting them, you can easily collect the area of all them, and thereafter summation of all the triangles you can find the total area. So this is the main method how we are doing the surveying, just considering all the planes in the same plan method, and thereafter cutting in the different triangles you can achieve the area of each triangle, and thereafter summation of the all triangles you can easily work the whole area of the part. So this is how we are working from whole to part area. Next is to fix some position of the new points by at least two independent processes. You have to fix some 2 points like A and B is fixed here. If you know the measured angle of A and B, you can easily find the point of that this cube is produced. So this is why the A and B is working. You have to just measure some distances, some angles, and you can easily find the point where it is located. So this is the fixing the position of the method. So you can easily see that location of the method, how it is locating the point. So first method is you have to just take the right angle offset of the type. So it is the main line that A and B point is known. You have to locate the P point. So just make the right angle triangle from its middle, and you can easily find the distance, and thereafter you can get the point. So just making 2 points and taking its mid center from the reference, you can easily find the point P. Next is ABB. Now if you have the line AB, by counting the angle and this distance, you can easily find the P. So this is how it is working in the surveying. Same way, if you have P and B and you have only 2 triangles, that this angle is known and only this angle is, but distance is not known. So just go on this angle, again this angle, it will intersect on the P point, and you can easily achieve the point P is here. So the first method is known as the right angle offset type. In second, the angle and distance both are known, that's why it is angle and distance type. And third is angle A and B of the distance of AP and BP is known. So it is simple to do both angle type. So this is how we are locating the points in the surveying. Next, what is the classification? Now it is done on the broadly areas. There are many areas to classify the surveys. The first is based on the nature of the field, that what on the field we are doing the surveying. First is land survey, second is marine survey or navigation survey or hydrographic survey, third is astronomical survey. Land survey is generally done on the land. The marine and navigation hydrography, it is generally done on the water surfaces, and astronomical it is generally done in the space, and we are seeing the earth from the space. So this is the astronomical survey which is done on the earth surface. Next, classification based on the object of the survey. Now what is the object of the survey? It is dependent on that first is geotechnical surveys. We are taking some technical details from the surveying, it is called the geotechnical. Second is mine survey. We are doing some mine for the gold or for the silver, and this is the mine surveying. How it is work? We are just making the land of that mark into consideration. Next is military survey. What are the army structure of the opposite team? That is called the military surveys. Next is control survey. What are the control points of all the system in the state or in the city? That is called the control system. Next is topographic survey. We are just looking over all the mountains and hills and all the water areas from the upper side, that is from the top, then it is called the topographic survey. Next is cathedral survey. It is done generally in the city areas for the civilizations. Next is route survey. What are the roads, what are the highways, what are the other roads on the area, and it is generally done by the route survey. We are seeing that there is on Google Maps, and it is also using the route survey. Next is engineering surveys. What are the engineering details of the land, what are the engineering techniques you are going to use? It is generally done in the engineering survey. Same way construction survey, you are when making any building or any site, construction surveys are used for making 2 points between the 2 beams, between 2 columns. Generally it is seen by the construction survey. So this is the main classification how it is based on. Next is classification based on the instrument use. We are using many instruments like chain, compass, plane method, thereafter theodolite, tachometers, total station. So all these surveys are done by the instrument. It is classification based on the instrument. First is chain survey. You are making the horizontal distances and vertical distance by chaining. So simply it is taken as a chain survey. You can also measure it is by the tap. Next is compass survey. When you have to measure some angles, you are using compass survey. Thereafter plane table survey, theodolite survey. It is the main type which we are going to use in the surveying. Tachometric surveys, EDM surveys, all these instruments are used. Same with the remote sensing survey. All these surveying are used based on the instrument. Many instruments are used and various instruments are used for doing surveying, and this is the classification based on the instrument use. Last is classification based on the method of employed. What method is you are employing to do surveying? First method is triangulation surveys and second is traversing survey. Now we have seen that we are making some one part into different triangles, and thereafter we are counting the triangles and areas. So it is made the triangular survey. When you have any large area, you have to just count the lines of one and each portion from first to the last point, and it will give us the traversing. So it is just making some points. By getting the distance between the points, it will give us the traversing survey. So this is main how triangular survey and traverse survey works. Now what is the surveying instrument? Which instruments are used for the surveying? First is transit and theodolite. It is the basic instrument in which you can directly measure the vertical distance, horizontal distance, angles, and all the methods in the one instrument. So there is established sheet on the curved line, and same way horizontal and vertical angles. So you can also measure the curves, horizontal and vertical angles, same way distances, and it is the simple method of theodolite. Next is level and road. To measure the difference in the elevations, that is the vertical heights or the vertical distances, you have to just make the level on the dumpy level, that is level on the ground. Thereafter you have to put one rod, and by seeing from the level is generally of the telescopic ratio. So when you see from the telescope, you can see directly on the rod, and directly you can point the location of the point from the relative ground. So it is generally made by the measurement of the elevations. Same way steel taps, generally you can measure the horizontal distance by the steel tap or measure tap or chaining method. Last is total station, just putting the station directly on the point and just measuring all the areas according to on the round shape. It is called as a total station. Last point is GPS. You can also find that GPS is also in your phone, that global positioning system. It is just position your global position and into the area, and it will give us the directly position of the point on the relative earth surface. So it is the GPS system, how it is working. So next is, these are all the instrument we have seen, that steel tapes, this is theodolite, same way total station is done. It is generally made by the digital factors. So it is the digitization of the factor. Here is the method of keys, and it is the directly surveying line. Same way it is the level, it is also called the dumpy level. There is one telescopic ratio, and you can directly see from the telescope to check the readings. Same way GPS is also in your phone, you can directly count this. So this is all the instrument are done for the measuring of the instrument. The last point is use of surveying. Now topographical map. Now you have to win some topographical map. The first is river, stream, lakes and hills. Just to survey all these points, you can easily draw the surveying. Same way cadastral map. To make the cadastral map, you are using also surveying to show the boundaries of the plots of the any areas or the lands. You can easily map it, and it is the cadastral map. Next is contour mapping. Also to make the contour maps, you can easily use the surveying to find the area of the best possible site for the dams and canals, where the water is logging, where the roads are going, all the buildings. So this is also used for the contouring map. Next is route survey. The railways, highways and tunnels and electrical lines. Many lines are going from one city, that railway lines, electrical lines, and these are only done by the route surveys. In Google Maps, you can easily see that is the route surveys are used to make the Google Maps. Last is find out the level difference between the various points and ground surface. When you have many points on the hill, you can easily do the surveying by leveling method and height instruments. So this is how it is done. Same way for the military survey and mine surveys and city surveys, you can directly use all the surveying. So this is how the surveying works. In the next topic, we will see the two methods, that's linear measurement and angular measurement. This is how the surveying works. Thank you so much.